All right, so what I want to do now is it's a little bit better size for you guys. Okay, I want to do another brief example. This one's going to be for weight loss, and this one we're going to do a little bit more from scratch here, right? So we've got our brief and we've got the research. This is the research that we did with in an earlier module, right? So who's the audience? They put they tried countless diets and have lost and regained the same 20 pounds or more time and time again, often married, weight has fluctuated a ton. Basically, this is like stuff that we just got from the research, right? Or what are the big pain points, biggest fears, short term? Okay, well, short term, what are the big pain points here? You put like gaining and losing, or I say losing and regaining weight again and again. Maybe the hopes and dreams right now. Let's go to the these are victories of failures. Struggling to feel normal their whole lives. I guess that should be longer term, right? Cheating on their diets and hating themselves. Gain that from this part. Want to have burgers and beer if I hate myself for it. Beating themselves up. Short term, feeling hungry. Cheating when out and about. Stepping on the scale but no change even after hard work. I'm doing more than 1 to 3. I'm just going to put all these out here and then we can kind of highlight the most important ones. Not losing weight fast enough. Got that from over here. Anger at themselves for not having willpower, kind of similar to what I said before. No support system. Not sexy or attractive to spouse anymore. Also losing respect of spouse. This is when that's about them not having sex anymore. Longer term, stress in relationship, possible divorce. Weight keeps creeping up. Feeling broken, like they're on a hamster wheel, can never get off. I just put maybe like health fears too. Diabetes, heart disease. Although they don't talk about that stuff as much, right? So, okay, given this, what are the biggest ones here? For me, I'd be like, okay, because beating themselves up and anger at themselves, chewing out, I mean, when they aren't perfect on a diet or weight loss plan. I think I'd want to capture that long term. I put this one and this one. Okay, so if their big pain points are losing or regaining weight again and again, beating themselves up, so I'd be like, I'm going to reverse the pain points, biggest fears. What's the one big promise? Make them about the sales copy, right? Inside this letter, I'm going to share the fastest and simplest way to lose. I'm going to get specific on this. Is for up to 15 pounds and keep it off for good without following impossible or without to attempt impossible diets that always end in failure, with you feeling mad and asking what's wrong with me, and without do it without any, let's do like this, impossible to follow diets or grueling workout plans, kinds that which is important because we all know that most of those diets and workout plans end in failure, no matter how committed to them you are. That leaves you feeling mad, sad, and like something might be wrong with you. Might be too much. See, I'm doing this in real time, right? So I'm wondering about. Alright, so we want to lose 20 pounds. We should do 20 pounds, right? The ups and downs can leave you feeling like a failure or a loser, and in such little time that even your husband will, even your oblivious, his husband is sure to notice and to start begging to know what the secret to your incredible transformation is. Cool. Yeah, something like that. That's good. Inside this letter, I'm going to share the fastest and simplest way to lose up to 20 pounds and keep it off for good, and to do it without any impossible to follow diets or grueling workout plans, without the ups and downs that can leave you feeling like a failure or a loser, and in such a little time that even your oblivious husband won't be able to help it. Will stand up and take notice. In fact, he may even start begging to know. He may start begging you to share the secret behind your incredible transformation. That way he can use it for himself too. Something like that. Good enough for now. Alright, what solution for the various problems that exist and why aren't they working for them? Well, And drinking water seems like a little one, but we knew from research that was important. So here we go. Clean. Too many clean foods taste like ass. Expensive, time consuming, plus confusing to know what's healthy, what's not. Weight loss pills. Gurgly. Gurgling stomach. Don't work. I'm like, if I had gone deeper on the research, like I would have done, I would have a little bit more here. But waste of money. But really, like, yeah, what you do during the research isn't you're being good. You'd have answers for all of this stuff here. So let me just pop them all here. This really isn't one. Let's put that keto. Cool. So yeah, all right. Portion control. I mean, I'm gonna do you got these from like the research, right? But portion control, hard to have that discipline. End up overeating or always feeling hungry for you, but doesn't move the scale. Can work out all week and yet the scale stays the same. Hard to follow, confusing, waste of money. Again, you would have ideally done a little more research on that. Keto flu works for some people, but not others. Easy to get knocked out of ketosis. Weight Watchers, point system, still feel hungry, expensive, thousands of dollars a year, based on outdated science. Yeah, so let's have a basic kind of breakdown here. What's the new claim, root cause, surprising info? Okay, so this is from the research thing, but so we don't have a mechanism, but let's find a mechanism really super fast. How about that? So I'll show you what I'm doing here too. I am at, for health, my favorite website out there, Science Daily. If you've not been there, I'll go to the homepage real quick. Basically, Science Daily, I'm probably going to explain this in another thing about finding health mechanisms, but it's just tons of health like stories and updates and things like that. So this is an amazing place for health, psychology, things like that. Now, I did a search here for obesity. Look at this real quick here. I mean, here's a mechanism right here, right? Basically, researchers found there's a molecule in oranges called, where was it? I just saw it here. Called nobiletin, which shown to drastically reduce obesity and reverses negative side effects, right? So, okay, so that's an interesting solution, especially say if I was doing a weight loss supplement, we can find something that, basically a nobiletin supplement, right? Be great. But then basically looking here, it says They hypothesized that the molecule is likely acting on the pathway that regulates how fat is handled in the body, called AMP kinase. This regulator turns on the machinery in the body that burns fat to create energy and also blocks the manufacture of fats. But what's interesting is it actually happened even with it being removed. So they don't know why, but that's interesting. I would make a note of that if you do health stuff. But here's another one I found. The effects of obesity mirror those of aging. Researchers identify a shared list of health issues from DNA damage to cognitive decline. Researchers argue that obesity should be considered premature aging. That one's super interesting, right? New cause, looking for a unique mechanism behind a problem. Well, if you're like, oh, the reason no one's been able to help you lose weight before, we've been looking at it wrong. It turns out that obesity isn't an issue about your, or being overweight isn't all about your metabolism or anything else. It's actually a symptom of premature aging. And what happens with aging is your cells get old too fast. So if you want to lose weight, you actually have to support and refresh your cells. And that's kind of what this thing says here. And then to be like, okay, your product maybe does that, right? So like cell death. And for instance, then Natosa and her colleagues look at the processes of cell death and the maintenance of healthy cells, apoptosis and autophagy, respectively, usually associated with aging. Obesity-induced apoptosis has been seen in mice, hearts, livers, kidneys, neurons, nerves, and retinas. Obesity also inhibits autophagy, which can lead to cancer, cardiovascular disease, type 2 diabetes, and Alzheimer's. So yeah, basically let's just assume that for this product, this is very interesting hope to me, the unique mechanism of the problem, be like the new research from the university, or from Concordia University, right? From Concordia finally explains why weight loss has seemed so difficult for the vast majority of overweight Americans. Turns out that while historically health experts have looked at obesity as its own disease, really obesity is actually a sign of premature aging. In fact, according to this research, being overweight affects several vital cellular processes in the body. Actually, I don't know what I was supposed to say. I'm going to kind of make this up for this example, but like, well, how would I put this? Let me think about it for a second. Aging. As you gain weight, your cells stop functioning like they can, and this includes in your metabolism, which as a result slows down your ability to burn fat. As to say, again, I'm just doing this on the spot, for example here, maybe, the secret, I probably need to make this a little bit better, honestly. Because really what I'm saying with this mechanism right now is that, being overweight is bad for you. Let me pause this and come back and I'll give you a little bit of a better mechanism. We use the same one, but I'm just going to do it a little bit. I'm going to write up a little bit better for you. Okay, so what I found here that I want to do is I found actually a really cool one. The role of a single molecule in obesity. Molecule mimics high-fat diet-induced signaling. University of Houston, a single molecule derived from cholesterol lurks inside your bloodstream and will increase your body fat even if you don't eat a diet filled with red meat and fried food. Biologist reports that reducing the levels of the molecule could result in reduced capacity for making fat. So say that was our mechanism, right, as an example. So unique mechanism of the problem. Researchers, the one, it's called 27HC, right? So researchers at the University of Houston have discovered a new molecule lurking inside our bloodstreams. Its scientific name is 27HC because it comes from cholesterol in foods. You can think of it as cholesterol's dirty, greasy cousin. Now we all know, we all naturally have 27HC in our bodies, but what scientists in Houston have now realized is that when our levels of 27HC become excessively high, which can happen as a result of old aging, exposure to toxins in our environment, and more, 27HC can act like a switch in our fat tissues, something that tells the body to store fat even when you eat a healthy diet. So again, we may want to flesh that out more, but like pretty good, actually pretty cool, interesting, unique mechanism of the problem. Unique mechanism of solution. So if we really want to boost our metabolism and finally tell our body to burn fat, then the most important thing we can do is to reduce our body's levels of 27HC, because with less 27HC, you rob your body of the fuel it needs to create fat. I don't know if I like fuel, but maybe the ammunition. Okay, so perfect. So now we have a mechanism, right? So now that's in our brief. Here are the solutions. Mechanism. Practical question. I mean, something like, if meat and red meat is so bad for you, why are so many vegetarians? I can't spell. I know it's a misspell vegetarians. There you go. And vegans also overweight. Because you can talk about how, well, it turns out it doesn't matter what you eat if you've got too much of this 27HC in your body. Old aging is what result of aging. Metaphor. Fat switch. Cholesterol's dirty, greasy cousin. Maybe do one like, because we want to. We had like the starving the oxygen thing in that fungus one, remember? But it'd be like starving your fat, maybe robbing the ammunition it needs to make more fat. Something like that. Some metaphors there. Bold claim. We're gonna assume this is for a supplement. You can drastically reduce your 27HC levels in the next 30 days, leading to allowing you to drop up to 22 pounds of pure fat while you do it. Again, this is just being made up. We don't have a real partner. We don't know if this is like, if it's actually a way to reduce 27HC, but I'm showing you an example, right? Okay, what is the product? Ideally, supplement. You'd be like, I should have deleted the weight loss thing I put earlier. Introducing 27HC blocker. Not the best name, but whatever. First of its kind. God, I always would do it is kind. It's kind. Nutritional breakthrough that targets the bad molecule 27HC. Tells your body to make less of it. That way you produce less new fat 2. Inside 27HC, you'll you'll find 9 of the most powerful fat-burning ingredients known to science, plus every single that was made in the USA in a state of the art production facility that follows good manufacturing process. I think GMP stands for good manufacturing processes, right? GMP manufacturing. Practices that's certified to follow. All it takes 2 small capsules per day to drastically boost your metabolism, drop unwanted pounds, and feel lighter, more energized than you have in years. And then from here I'd put maybe like the stuff about the ingredients. Background story, story of discovery. Again, you normally would have this. If say you want to do like Tina's story. Tina's the one from the research thing that we looked at previously. So she was journaling, she had ups and downs, all of that. I'm gonna pause this for 1 second, but then we'll come back and review that. Okay, for the background story, story of discovery, going back to using good old Tina's stuff, I'm gonna just sort of take her story and write that out a little bit. I'm gonna focus on the husband being proud of her. So I just want my husband to look at me with pride, to say, this is my wife, she looks amazing, but hasn't happened yet. I don't know if it ever will. Want to, where's her stuff upstairs today? I'm taking this from the research, right? I just want my husband to look at me with pride, to say this is my wife and she looks amazing, but it hasn't happened yet. I don't know if it ever will. I've been wanting a change for a few years now. I've been successful in the past with an exercise program. I felt great and was starting to see the results in my size. The first attempt I was 14 and made it down to a 12, but something always happens and I give up. I do not really understand because I was gaining great joy from my success. One of the biggest problems for me is I really have to work hard. My weight, we have in the past spent a lot of time with friends that do not have to worry about their eating habits. The nights would be fun. I'd be full of fried foods and drinks. I would have to be a different one and bring my own food or given eat what everyone else could. It always made me very angry and depressed that once again Tina was the different one. I was the different one. This is something I've had to deal with my whole life. I have struggled my whole life to feel normal. I have always struggled with school and weight problems. I always wanted to be like my sister, who all things seem to come easily to her. I admire everything she stands for and is able to accomplish. I don't do all that for her, but instead I can never keep the weight I lose off. It's like I'm constantly dropping and regaining the same 20 pounds, and it just makes me want to give up. So maybe that's like the background story. Put it like that. Let's go separate background story. Discovery story. In this case, it might just be something like researchers University of Houston have stumbled upon a strange molecule. It's related to cholesterol, and that tells our body to make more fat. I mean, it's not really sexy, but it really could be as simple as that. If you're gonna make up the story, it could be like the whole thing of then, like it's, you know, her sister came to do a hike and they got to the top, but she couldn't make it up the way, and then her sister said something mean to her, like, you know, bears can climb up this mountain without any problems. Why? I know you're big, but like this is embarrassing, or something like that. And that was the moment that she changed her life, because like her sister compared her to a big fat bear, you know, and then she basically, because of that, looked for this discovery and or a solution, and found a discovery from the University of Houston and the strange molecule that's related to cholesterol and that tells our bodies to make more fat, you know, along with a shockingly simple way to turn it off. Headline ideas. I really want a story a little bit fleshed out now, but like, proud of my weight loss. Let's go if I could see. So I think that's not perfect, right? But it's just like, at least it's something. You know, Houston scientist. So the point with this is, are these headlines the best headlines in the world? No, but they're kind of cool because now I have ideas, and then I can potentially start the lead in my sales letter, right? Because I already have some ideas here. And you'll see what the lead is pretty shortly after. I do actually generally format these too. It helps me a little bit. Again, this isn't perfect. My own OCD, I'm like, I have to mess with it. But, I don't like how Italian milk, whatever. The point is, I'm just messing with this stuff. Anyway, and then upsells with supplement will be more of the same. Cholesterol, support pill, blood pressure, support, blood sugar, support, diet plans, which probably they don't want actually, but for this brainstorming, workout plans. Yeah, stuff like that. Okay, so look, this isn't perfect by any means, but, and frankly, hopefully it's not, wasn't too boring either. But, yeah, I don't know. So basically this is what's up. And now with this, I could easily take this to write a pretty good sales letter, even though obviously I need to have a little bit know what my actual product was and stuff. But hopefully you can see how just having this alone, I could write a really good sales letter. Because I've got pretty much everything I need, and you can see that in the copy component. So for now, I have to take my word for it, but you'll have this as a resource, and I'm excited for you to see how it all ties together.